Okay, so now I think we can move on to ritual structure. Okay, if you can zoom in on this short little outline here. So these are the basic 8 steps of ritual structure. First, you're going to cast the circle. You're going to invoke deity, or you're going to call the god and the goddess to enter your circle and witness your ritual. You're going to do the same thing with the watchtowers or the quarters. You'll see them called both the quarters or the watchtowers, but they also represent the elements. You call them both at the same time, basically. Then you're going to have your ritual observance, which is where you would have your Sabbat ritual or your Esbat ritual, or you would just meditate, cast a spell, cast a healing, whatever you're doing or whatever your purpose is for doing your ritual. And then you would have the simple feast, and then you would thank deity. We always use the word thank deity and thank quarters and elements because if you use the word dismiss or release, it's kind of disrespectful. Just think of it like if you were going to a medieval king or queen and tell them that, you know, I dismiss you or I release you, they would look at you like you're crazy. So it's just a lot more respectful to use the words thank. So you thank deity first, then thank the quarters and the elements, and then you would open your circle. So let me start with opening or casting the circle. Okay. So the first thing you're going to do is take your bowl of water, place it on the pentacle. You're going to take your athame or your wand, and in my case this is my pretend athame. And you're going to set it in the bowl of water. And you're going to say some little saying. There's many different ways you can say it. The one I have is, creature of water, I cast away all of your impurities, may you be cleansed. Then you place it back down, put it back in its place, put the salt on the pentacle, do the same thing, and say, creature of earth, may you be blessed, and consecrate all that you touch. Some people will use the same bowl of water, but since this is also going to be a representation of water, I choose to use an additional bowl. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to mix the water and the salt. I'm almost out of salt. I use Epsom salt. If you do some reading, Epsom salt is used in bathtubs or foot baths to draw out the bad chemicals and stuff in your body. So it's also seen as a symbol of purification, which is kind of what you're doing here. You're consecrating the salt and water to cleanse your circle and to cleanse yourself. So once you've done that, you're going to say, you can either use your wand or your athame, you can point to it, stick it in there like we did before, or you can use your power hand. I'm going to use my power hand. And you're just going to say, let the blessed salt purify this water, that it may be blessed to use in this sacred circle, or you can say sacred rite, whatever words you choose to use. So mote it be. And then I'm going to set it back off to the side for now, because we're going to use it a little bit later. Okay, so next I'm going to light my incense and light my spirit candle. Alright, I gotta turn my fan off. Hold on. Okay. Sorry, I'm waiting for the fan to slow down. Okay, I think it's slowed down now. Okay, and you always want to put out the light with your fingers or with a snifter if you have a snifter. If you blow it out, it's considered an affront to the element of air, or, you know, disrespectful, that kind of thing. You also want to light your spirit candle. Okay. Okay, now you're going to draw your circle. There's a number of different ways that you can draw your circle. If you have some extra salt, you can sprinkle some salt around your altar. your circle is literally going to surround your altar and surround your space. So you would draw it around the outside of the altar. You can use some extra salt, depending on what kind of ritual you're doing. Like if it's the middle of Lammas, which is the first harvest, it's one of the Sabbath holidays, you could use cornmeal or cornstarch to draw your altar. You can use ribbon, you can use string, you could use stones, gems, pieces of clay. I mean, if you've got a lot of leaves, you can draw it out with leaves or flowers. You can draw it out with the elements themselves. Just put them at their cardinal points. So like I would put earth at the north and air at the east, and so on. You can also take your wand or your athame, and you can stand in the center and draw, you know, like imagine that you're drawing with a pencil kind of thing. Draw it around. Some rituals or some books or websites will say that you should draw the circle twice, or I'm sorry, 3 times. And there's a little saying. Oh, I don't have it on here. Whoops. Lost my music. There we go. Okay, so the first time you draw the circle, you could say something like, Maiden, cast your circle white, weave a web of healing light. Round and round the circle cast, joining present, future, and past. Then the second time you go to draw your circle, you could say something like, Mother, cast your circle red, weave the strands of family threads. The sacred space shall not be bound as I cast the circle round. Then the third time you go around, you could say, Old crone, cast your circle black, weave the wisdom that we lack. Thrice the circle is cast this night or day, depending on when you're doing your ritual. And then now begins the magic rite or way, depending on whether you said day or night. That is the triple circle cast, or whatever you want to call it. If you're just doing one circle cast, just draw your circle the way you normally would draw it, or the way you choose to draw it, and then take your athame or take your wand and you're going to hold it up with both hands. You can use a lot shorter of a saying. I just choose to use a more elaborate one. You would say, the circle is cast, we now stand in a world between worlds, where naught but love shall enter in, where naught but love shall emerge from within. May the powers of the Mother Goddess and of the Father God, may the powers of the elemental spirits, may the powers of the stars above and the earth below bless this place, this time, and all who are with us. Okay, and then you're going to take your athame, you're going to spread your hands and point it down to the ground, and that represents the phrase, as above, so below. You can even say it if you want, so as above, so below. And the whole point of as above, so below is when you're casting your circle, you're literally creating a bubble or a sphere around you, from top to bottom. It will go down into the ground and underneath you. And the circle is a bubble that casts out negative energy and helps draw in positive energy, or drawing the energy of the goddess and the spirit. So you are literally, as I said in my little phrase, you're in a world between worlds. It's a place out of time and space as well. So that's the whole point of the as above, so below. So next, you're going to take the consecrated salt water, and you're first going to sprinkle yourself to cleanse yourself, to anoint yourself, and then you're going to take it and you're going to go around your circle and sprinkle your circle.